Hey guys, Nehemiah Stano here with Elite Bow Hunter. We're going to dig into some of the things that I have in my bow, what type of bow I have, how many feet per second I can get it at, poundage is at, and just talk about a little bit about what type of stuff I use for hunting. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that link over here. Make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, yeah, keep on watching and enjoy the video. So first of all, let's dive into my bow. This year, I finally went out and bought myself a brand new 2021 Hoyt Toryx XL. I absolutely love this bow. I absolutely love it. I love the FPS. I love the pounds. It has, I think, 336, 340 feet per second, which gets you pretty, it goes pretty quick, I'll tell you that for sure. I haven't had any issues on it. The draw length is perfect. I think it's about 30 inches long or so. I used to have an old bear bow, I don't know, 13, 14 years old. I used to hunt with that thing and just really didn't like it anymore. I was just like, you know, I think it's time for me to go out and buy a new bow. Well, I ended up going out and I bought a brand new one. I absolutely love it, and I'll tell you the things that are on it. So the first thing that you need on a bow is obviously the sight. So I personally have a TruGlo Range Rover single pin movable bow sight. It has one pin vertical up and down. I love it. It goes range from 20 to 100 yards. They give you a little piece of paper that has a bunch of lines. It sadly only goes up to 70 yards because everyone's like, you're not gonna be shooting 100 yards. But hey, you never know. I have it pinned in all the way to 20 to at least 80 yards because I can make a good shot. If you guys want a single pin, I'd advise that one because it's cheap. It's around, I want to say about $100, $110. A lot of guys like the 5 pins that are horizontal. I personally don't because they just get in my way. Range Rover is a really good one. That's what I use and that's what I would pick. All right, so now we're gonna talk about stabilizer. I go, again, the TruGlo Detonator XS bow stabilizer. It's super light. At the same time, it stabilizes your bow properly. I think it's a really good weight, especially for the Toryx. I think it's great for the bow. I personally use this because I don't see why people have to go out and buy the most expensive thing on earth. You don't need that necessarily. I use this. It's been super helpful, and it's around $19.99. You can get it online or your local Fleet Farm. That's what I go with, and that's what I advise. So I think that this is probably one of the most important thing that I have on my bow or a part of my bow, and that's the release. I've gone from a Velcro to a thumb release to back to a Velcro, and I finally went out and grabbed myself a TruFire Smoke Extreme Buckle release, okay? And at the same time, you don't want a buck or a deer to hear you when you're putting that on, putting that off. So I personally go with the TruFire Smoke Extreme Buckle release. That gives you a nice tight, I think there's about, I don't know, 12, 14 holes maybe. Super, super nice. I think the price range is $44, maybe $45. You can find that at Sportsman's Choice or even at probably Dick's Sporting Goods or even Fleet Farm in your local. But that's what I use. I personally love it. I just bought it this year and I will never go back to sticking Velcro. So if you're looking for a new release, hit this one up. It's very, very reliable. So the type of broadheads I use is it's called the MX 4x4 blade broadheads. It's a 3-pack, $30 at Fleet Farm. I personally find them extremely well, 100 grain, extremely capable of doing the job. And I would tell anyone to go with these. It's reasonable pricings. You don't need to go out and spend $80 on broadheads. I mean, I think it might be 1 inch and 1/8 in diameter of the hole. So, I mean, a good shot, you're gonna be looking good. Now, let's get into the other side of things that are kind of with hunting, but at the same time, not a part of the bow. This one, we're gonna go with the rangefinder. I have gotten the Bushnell Laser Rangefinder Bone Collector Cam. It is great. This is like my 4th year of owning it. It works great, super accurate. It's reasonable in price. It's only $130. It is one of the best rangefinders that I've ever owned. It does the job. And it doesn't have that glare. You know, when you're looking in the sun, just trying to find it, it doesn't have that glare. You can just see it real good, real nice. And I would absolutely encourage someone to buy this, and it'll do the job. If you're looking for a rangefinder that's kind of, you know, on the more steepier end, but at the same time cheap, I would surely recommend this. So the next purchase I would recommend is probably getting you some glasses, binoculars. I got the Bushnell. I'm finicky like that because I like to keep everything the same brand. I got the Bushnell PowerView 10x50mm Pearl Prism binoculars. They are fantastic. They're Realtree obviously, but they have done the job. And I bought this binoculars 4 years ago too, so I bought them the same time with the rangefinder. So it has done their job. I would really recommend this. Super nice, $70 mark, I think. So yeah, I would advise these. Now let's dive into clothing and footwear. Let's dive into the footwear right away. I have the Realtree 9 in hunting boots. As of right now, I just purchased them this fall. I used to have the muck boots, but the only problem I would say is that they're not well insulated. I wear wool socks. You know, obviously you want to make sure that you have at least a good half an inch between the toe, because you want room, you don't want tight. So you want to leave room. But I would really, I don't know, I'm going both ways because they're very comfortable, but they lack the insulation in them that I think hunting boots should. They're only $80, so maybe that's why. But at the same time, you would think that some hunting boots that look like this, it's Realtree, so it's super nice and camo, but I'm not too happy about it. You know, I would not recommend these shoes. So, yeah, that's my footwear. So, lastly, don't really know how to end this video. My camera situation, I literally don't go top-notch cameras. Right now, I'm talking trail camera with my deer. Right now, I go and buy the cheapest one. You know, I'm not made of money, so I can't go buy the most expensive camera there are and buy 4 of them at least. But I do have to say that the ones that I do buy, they're decent quality. They're not the best, but at the same time, they do the job. I just buy the $50 trail cameras that sell either Walmart or Fleet Farm. I personally am okay with that. Some people aren't. Some people are like, oh man, you gotta do this, you gotta do. You do what you want, you do what you can afford in your budget. Right now for me, I can't afford the $150 ones. I do have to say I do own an $80 trail camera, which is pretty good quality. I would like eventually to buy like $150, $160, $170 camera, trail camera. But basically, that's about all I use. You know, my 2021 Hoyt, my components that go with it, and all the other stuff like the arrows and the boots. And I'm not gonna go too much depth in the hunting clothing because I personally, guys are like, oh, brand, I'm a brand. Whatever you want, whatever you like, you go get it. You don't need to go out and buy a Sitka jacket that's $260 and be like, hey, look, I have a Sitka jacket. You can go to Walmart and buy a jacket for $49. That is absolutely fine. It's not about the items and the clothing. No, it's about you and you being you and you buying what you want and you buying what you need. You don't need a $700 whatever, fill in the blank. Now you need a good bow, you need good arrows, you need good broadheads. You know, $30. That's plenty. You don't need that much money put into broadheads. Other things that I'd like for you to invest, you invest in boots. I'd rather put $180 to boots than $180 to camera. If you get a $180 camera, that's fine, whatever. But you could put $60, $50, $40 to camera and then turn around and put that extra $120 into boots. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping to do a couple more of these. Please ask any questions. Feel free to ask. I'll answer them. I will. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe over here. You've been watching Elite Bow Hunter.